it's Tara here with Create Life Paper Words, and today I am sharing with you my part one of my 2021 France album. So just a little backstory on this. My sister and her husband moved to France for his work in August of 2020, and I decided to take the kids to France for 6 weeks because I knew that I'd maybe get 2 weeks on my own if I was lucky. But if I could take my kids, I had longer that I knew I'd be able to be away. So yeah, I took my three kids to France. At the time, they were age 12, 9, and 6. So that is just a little background on that. So they live, I'm not really going to talk too much about where they live, but they live in the southwest near the coast. So that's sort of the area that they're in. So 2021, I did sort of structure this. If you saw last week's France 2017 album, this is sort of structured similarly at the beginning. So again, I stamped on the transparency, and then I did a little, like, we flew 7,597 kilometers to get there. So we went July 14th to August 25th, and it was pretty much exactly 6 weeks. So I've just got a little travel log, why we went, so visiting my sister and her husband, who went, what I loved, and I want to say that's Allie Edwards. Stories of this adventure. So this is my journaling. The first day we left on a Wednesday. I did not sleep very well. Of course, we had to have some testing to fly at that point in time for one of the kids, and we didn't get that till about 7 a.m. and had to leave by about 11. And so I was freaking out about that. Like, what happens if Aubrey can't make it? Type of thing. It turned out it was just fine. We were able to get on there. So my husband drove us up to the airport. It was a super, super tearful goodbye for everyone. This is not the kids' first time on an airplane. This was definitely the longest trip. So we actually flew from Calgary to Amsterdam, and then we went from Amsterdam to Bordeaux. And then my sister picked us up from there. The first day was really just finding our bearings. We were exhausted. The kids did not sleep on the airplane, and we maybe had an hour nap on the second flight. It was a really trying few days, trying to get them on the new time change. We did find a park, so that was really nice. 2 or 3 of our luggages didn't get put on the plane from Amsterdam to Bordeaux, so trying to figure that out because we were about an hour away from Bordeaux. And then Emmy got sick. She had a stomach bug, which I actually think was because she didn't like any of the airplane food and didn't eat very much. So she was out of sorts. And then, of course, the time changed. So she was out of sorts for a few days. My sister and her husband took the other 2 kids to the beach, which they loved. They had a hard time getting them off of the beach. It was probably 5 days later from when we got there that we all started to feel normal, and our first outing was to the beach. And the kids love the sand, they love the water, they love the sun. It is one of their favoriteest things in the world. We went, my sister was pregnant at the time, so we went with her to Bordeaux and nope, that's not quite right. Oh, right, we went to this Hydro Aviation Museum. That's where we're at. And really interesting, the area that they're in had some of the first hydroplanes. We did a lot of cooking at their place, which was great. Visited a lot of French grocery stores, visited a lot of pastries. Once the kids realized that they had pastries, they were all in. We went down to Biarritz, and had a great day there, and went to the, what's it called? The aquarium. My kids also love aquariums. We stopped for some macarons and ice cream, of course. Gotta have our macarons. What do I have in this bag here? Oh yeah, the aquarium, and then where we got pizza from, because Rhett loves pizza. And let's see, yeah, just more walking, more enjoying of the day. Okay, the next day, that's when it was. The next day or the day after, we went to Bordeaux with my sister. She had a doctor's appointment, and the kids and I did some exploring all by herself. She dropped us off at the science center, and we got out and really enjoyed spending a couple hours there going through it. Half the stuff was in English and half was in French, so we were able to sort of figure it out enough. They had 2 exhibits. One was Esprit Critique, which was about the brain, and then the other one was about food, and we decided not to do the food one that day and do a little more exploring on our own, and instead we thought, well, we'll be back in Bordeaux, so we'll save that for another day when we have something else to do. And then we decided to grab some transit tickets, and we just sort of would hop on and hop off. We went to the Musée d'Art Contemporain. That's just not our type of art, is all I'll say about that one. The kids enjoyed it, but we realized contemporary art just isn't really for us. And then we went to sort of the more central area and found a carousel, which the kids loved. They were on that for a bit. We may have grabbed some more chocolates, some more macarons. We went to this super cool church called Tour Pays Berland, and it was beautiful. We just really enjoyed walking in Bordeaux. We also found a great gluten-free bakery, and my sister and I stocked up. And then, so I think we both got 3, and then we ate one and froze a couple. Yeah. And this was one of my favorites. We were going to find a bathroom, which was at one of the shopping malls, and they have these fun plastic balloon ball things all strung up, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. So, oh, and then we found the Lego store, and their grandparents had given them some euros for them to spend, and they all decided to grab some Lego, which was just fine because it kept them busy. Lots and lots of time at the beach. We did go to a lake, but my kids ended up liking the beach quite a bit better. I think they like the waves. We also picked up some little boards. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, we picked up some boards for them, and they would just, they'd be in the water for hours and hours and hours, and yeah, so it was lots of fun. Then we went to Saint-Emilion, and I loved it so much. This was totally my type of adventure. My kids did not like it very much, so we did have to have a conversation about how this is my trip too, and that we don't always get to do what we want all the time. So the rest of the experience in France went better after that, but unfortunately I didn't get to do as much with Saint-Emilion as I would have liked. We also got this great map that I made into a bag after, and I'm assuming there's like a map or travel guide or something in here. Yeah. So lots of different ways you can incorporate things that you get. I did, when I came back, I had like a good stack of receipts and bags and maps and all those things that I had to sort through. But for me, that's very much one of my favorite parts of creating an album, is going through and pulling those things out. Again, more beach days. We went to the Friday market, which the kids had so much fun with that. And then we picked up pizza to go and just had such a nice, beautiful afternoon. I spent it out in the sun reading. My brother-in-law took us to the zoo. We had so much fun there. They got to have the giraffes come super close to them. Emmy got to see a zebra. That's her favorite. Everything was very out and in the open. It was a really fun adventure. And then we went to Dune de Pila, which is by a place called Arcachon, and it's a big giant sand dune at the edge of the ocean, and it backs onto the forest. So you can see like sand dune, ocean would be here, and then forest right on the other side. And it was so neat. And the kids were like, oh, this is gonna suck. Again, we couldn't get them off of there even as it was starting to rain and storm a bit, but they loved it. They would just run up and down and up and down. It was, yeah, so much fun for them. And we took a lot of photos because they were having fun with the sand. We took Lenny on a walk. That is my sister's dog, and went to the park and just really enjoyed. I'm gonna butcher how to say this. La Coquenelle is like a little amusement park. We really enjoyed that for a day. We had like a little petting zoo, but the petting part wasn't really open. We did get to like see the animals though. The kids loved the log ride. That was a lot of fun for them. Except Emmy, she didn't really like it as much. And then we did some baking. I believe we were getting closer to Lindsay's due date here, so we didn't want to this is totally out of order. I'm just gonna take that out because that is not where that goes. Yeah, we were starting to, she's, you know, just nesting a bit. We were making lots of food and that kind of stuff for her. Then we went to the water slides one day. Found a bookstore and a craft store, and this is a friend of mine's favorite oil pastels, and she's been having a hard time, or she was having a hard time finding them during the pandemic. And so, yeah, I texted her, I was like, hey, look, they've got your oil pastels here. Do you want me to pick some up? And she was like, yes, and she sent me a big long list that I grabbed for her. Another Friday market, and another walk, and some food. We did not eat out very much for the first probably month, just the odd stuff here and there. And then my sister, right before they had their little boy, I drove with them up to Bordeaux, and then they dropped me off to pick up a rental car. And then we watched Lenny that night and got their house cleaned up, and laundry got packed and that kind of stuff. And we actually took off the next day on a road trip. And I think they were a little apprehensive at first, but they ended up really, really enjoying the road trip. And they even said, hey, when we get back to Canada, do you think we can do road trips more? And so, yeah, we really enjoyed that. We grabbed groceries before we headed out, and yeah, just had a lot of fun. And then that's my little nephew. He was born that day. Our first stop was La Rochelle, which is, I'm gonna say like 3 or 4 hours north, on the southwest coast. We enjoyed it. We only booked one night there, but we had wished we booked 2. It was such a great little downtown area. We really enjoyed it. We parked at the hotel and just walked. It was so nice. I think that was actually also the latest night we stayed out. I think we were out till like midnight. We just had so much fun eating gelato, and yeah, just really enjoying. And we went to another aquarium. The kids love aquariums. We wandered around. They've got the marina. Yeah, this goes in here somewhere. They found a Ferris wheel and talked me into taking them on the Ferris wheel. And then, this goes here. And then we went to the aquarium, and then they found the Ferris wheel again on our way out of the aquarium, and talked me on to letting them go again because it was nighttime, and you know, it was all lit up and everything, and it was really neat to see the skyline that way. And then the next day, we, looks like it says we had a lazy morning, and then we ate breakfast at the hotel because it had a kitchenette, and we had picked up cereal and that kind of stuff. And then we went to this place called Le Bunker, which was a actual Nazi World War II bunker that they had redone, and so you could really see the history. It was a very neat, it was like under a hotel, if I remember correctly. Yeah, see, there's Le Bunker, and you went down the stairs, and that's, yeah, just where we stayed. And then we wandered the streets. We had a really yummy lunch. We found, what's it called? It was so fun. L'Entre des Sorciers. So it's like a Harry Potter shop. Yeah, we loved it. We found these, like this cute little park with all these structures there. They were really neat. It was finally starting to get warmer this week. And then we went north to Mont Saint Michel, which has been a bucket list item for me for a very, very long time. And I think we got in sort of later, so we just stayed at the hotel that evening because we were not right on Mont Saint Michel. And then we went the next day. And then I just, right here, I just pulled some stuff from, I think, Wikipedia sort of thing, just so I had some information about it. But the outstanding, like, everyone, we sort of drove over this cute little bridge, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, look out your window. And it was like, wow, that's where we're going. The kids were just in awe of it. So it was super busy, super, super busy. And just to wait in line from the parking lot to get onto one of the buses that would take you out there was gonna be like an hour and a bit wait. So we decided to walk, and I think it's like 1.5 kilometers. So it's really not that bad, but the kids were not having it. They were not happy with me at all for that. And I said, oh, it's fine. We'll take the little bus thing back. Yeah, we didn't, because it was also like an hour and a half wait. And I was like, look, we're going to get there faster. So, like I said, it was super busy. Like just going up, if you've been there, there's like a narrow passageway that you just walk up, and it's got all these shops on it. And it was like, everyone needs to hold someone's hand, because it was packed, absolutely packed. And I was worried I was going to lose Emmy in the amount of people there. Anyways, so we found this cute little 14th century residence that was a museum, sort of off the track, and we sort of took it just to get out of the way of all the people that were there, and we really enjoyed it. It was probably 4 stories, and each floor was really well decorated. The kids really enjoyed that, and this is sort of just looking out at the rooftops. We had lunch there. We ate a ton of crepes, tons and tons of them, our whole trip. That's sort of the kids' favorite. And yeah, just they really enjoyed the history, and they really enjoyed the experience. Here's a photo of all the people. Like it was crazy. And I mean, we come from a small rural town, so to see that many people is definitely, for my kids, very different than what they're used to, right? So I picked up a postcard. Just loved the colors on that one. And then they had this at one of the little souvenir shops. You were able to buy postcards. There was a couple souvenir shops, but anyways, you were able to buy postcards, And then they would stamp it, and they had a post office there. So we bought a stamp, and we mailed it. So we put the date we mailed it, which was August 11th. And then, yeah, we mailed it. And so, yeah, you can see it says that's the Notre Dame stamp. It was a circle one. And then, yeah, they stamped it for us. That was really neat. And then we went from there and we went south into the Loire Valley. I really love the Loire Valley. Yeah, it's so beautiful there. And so I wanted to take the kids there, and of course I wanted to go do some more chateaus. So we decided to stay at this one called Chateau de Beauvoir. I would highly recommend it. The kids loved it. I really loved it. They had a great, really great restaurant on site, and it was really easy to get to all the stuff we went to. So it is west of Tours. When we got in, we got in probably about 6 or 7-ish, and we had a really nice, like, we just got settled in our room and everything. And then we were hungry, so we decided to go into Tours, and we went to find this, yeah, we just sort of walked around trying to find something to eat. They decided to get a hot dog is what they wanted to get from this gourmet hot dog place. Of course, we found a Ferris wheel, which they love the Ferris wheels. Yeah, it was such an amazing day. It was so cool. I had a little slight teeny tiny accident with the rental car when I was trying to come out of the what's it called, the underground parking. I am not a fan of underground parking to begin with. And yeah, it's fine. It was just like a really long scratch, but still. That wasn't the best end to the day, but it's all good. And then this is us coming back to the Chateau de Beauvoir, and this is little photos of our room. So it was really well decorated. It was so nice. And then, yeah, just snuggles with the kids. We got a big king-size bed. It was lovely. So that ends book 1 of my 2021 France travel album. I will have book 2 up next week for you. In the meantime, if you really enjoyed this, I have a bunch of other travel albums, album shares, and also process videos. There is a playlist called Travel Album 2017, which actually is the process of 7 days of me doing my 2017 France travel album. You can also check out while you're waiting. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you back here next week. Bye, guys.